Analyzing the ISM Connect 300 Loudon the second time. The series was at Loudon. Kyle Busch started on the pole, and he started on the pole quite a bit this year, so I kind of wasn't surprised by that. Lap 7, Ricky Stenhouse hits the wall. He's one of the drivers that's borderline to the cut line, but he didn't hit the wall very hard. He continued. The first yellow was the end of stage 1. Martin Truex won that stage, and that was his 19th stage win of the season. The second caution was on lap 150. It was actually the last lap of stage 2. Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Danica Patrick, Kurt Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Dale Earnhardt Jr. were all involved in the crash. And that was kind of the turning point. Harvick and Kurt Busch could not continue. And that kind of did Kurt's chances of advancing into the next round, at least I think. Then we had a yellow for debris. It's kind of windy. Sorry about that. We had a yellow for debris after that. Casey Kane stopped on the track later on. David Reagan spun out. Trevor Baynes spun. It was kind of a boring race. Single car incidents. Besides that one with Kevin Harvick and some of the other playoff drivers involved, I just feel like Loudon should only be a track that the series visits once a year, because Loudon is just, it goes green too long usually, and it's not that exciting. I don't like the 1 mile tracks that much, and to me it's a disappointment, really. It all just comes down to, sometimes it comes down to fuel mileage, sometimes it comes down to who took 2 tires under green and then they have a big lead, and who took 4 behind him and can catch him and close the interval and then go for the win. But I don't really like seeing races like that, because that's not how you race. You don't need to go slow to go fast, conserving fuel. You don't need to go slow, try to nurse it home on tires or whatever it may be. But regardless, this race was it was a boring race. There were 6 cautions for 32 laps. 20 cars finished on the lead lap. Of course, you get waiver rounds from guys staying out, that kind of thing. 6 lead changes. The average speed was 109 miles an hour. I mean, it was just bland. And it seems like at Loudon, once someone gets the lead, they're able to just maintain the lead. No one else can get around them, because there's only one groove. So that means a guy has to come up behind him, kind of bump him out of the way, and then, get up there. So I really don't feel like that's such a good track. I just feel like, as an analyst, I like to see side-by-side racing. I like to see, good battles side by side. Even Las Vegas is better than Loudon, and I'm not a big fan of Las Vegas. There's actually a truck race in Las Vegas I watched very recently. So I mean, and that had a lot of side-by-side passes and side-by-side racing right down to the finish. So again, Loudon, New Hampshire, it's a boring race, and I don't think that should be in the playoffs of the Cup Series. And then, of course, there's Dover too. Dover can get boring too, but all in all, Loudon was not good. Just like in July when the series was there, it wasn't good. And in July, it was just as hot as it was in September. So again, it's basically the same track. This time, Kyle Busch won, and he led the race high at 187 laps. Larson was second, Kenseth was third, Keselowski fourth, and Martin Truex fifth. So another consistent run for Matt Kenseth there, and Martin Truex as well. But yeah, Kyle Busch ended up winning stage 2 as well. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Kyle Busch won stage 2 and the race, because Truex had problems with that wreck that happened with Harvick. So again, it all really wasn't that eventful. I'd like to see Loudon get out of the chase. It's just my, or not the chase, the playoffs. It's just my opinion, but we'll go to Dover next, and that's an elimination race, and I'll have a little bit more on that at a later date. The NBC broadcast rating, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. They were pretty good. They could have shown a little bit more interval, but they were showing the points too on the side, which was good. So I really think the broadcast did a good job. They showed pit penalties and stuff too, of course. So it was an alright race altogether. But so we move on to Dover, and I'll have that full analysis later on this week.